We often think about creating drama in the garden using flowers, but you know, sometimes foliage can do it, especially when it's big foliage. This Dharmera peltata has got huge, great big leaves. It creates the most amazing dramatic effect in a shady border. It's great near water features. It likes nice, moist soil, great near ponds, for example, streams, edges of lakes, bog gardens. Has beautiful pink flowers in the spring, but this time of year, in late June, it's got these huge, massive flowers, almost a bit kind of rhubarb leaf looking or a bit gunner looking. But boy, oh boy, it certainly creates the most amazing dramatic effect. This variegated Aurelia has leaves almost a metre long with this beautiful variegation around the edges. And if you look at the plant as a whole, it's really dramatic. It gives a jungly feel, a tropical feel, certainly makes its presence felt. It's easy to grow. It grows in shade, it grows in sun. It's hardy, it comes back year after year, and gradually it'll get taller and taller and taller. But I'm just completely in love with these absolutely huge, massive, beautiful leaves. Tetropanax Papya Rex. Oh my goodness me. These leaves are incredibly huge. I mean, you could be in the jungle with this, couldn't you? This plant is tough. It'll get back most years in the UK and other parts of the world as well. Sometimes it gets knocked back in the winter. It does flower late in the autumn. Doesn't quite make the flowers here in the UK. But if you want incredible drama during the summer with these massive, great big leaves that just seem to get, I don't know, like 2 or 3 foot across, almost a metre across, grow this plant. It will create that incredible, spectacular, dramatic feeling in your garden. Hostas, they love the shade, don't they? They're also loved by the slugs and snails. But when you grow huge leaved varieties like this one, slugs and snails don't affect it so much. But I think you'll agree, in shade, what more spectacular leaves could you get than these huge leaves? I mean, goodness me, they're dinner plate size. These flowers, where you can see a lovely little flower spike coming here on this hosta that will be pink, pinky purple colour. They die down in the winter, but every year they come back and they just give you these huge dramatic leaves. They create a tropical feeling, a jungle feeling in your garden. They're tough, they're hardy, they're reliable. And you know what? Even though the slugs and snails adore them, I also adore them as well. This Ligularia also has wonderful leaves, not quite as big as some of the leaves I've been showing you today, but lovely kind of serration around the edge of the leaf here. Has lovely yellow flower spikes as well, and it's another good plant for shade or bog gardens or kind of damp, wet places. Comes back year after year, reliably hardy, dies down during the winter, but always comes back in the spring. And it's just another one of those plants I completely love for just giving a really big effect in a small space or in a sort of darker, shadier part of the garden. Tree ferns are another plant that can give you structure, can give you drama. This is Dicksonia antarctica. Gets through most winters in the UK. Sometimes you have to protect the top of the trunk a little bit, just give it some fleece or something like that. But this time of year, these huge, great big fronds come out, giving that huge kind of fern effect, giving that tropical effect, giving that jungle effect. And even though they don't flower, the drama of these incredible leaves with all their different shapes, colours and textures is a real joy. They're plants I wouldn't be without, and they're also plants that have been with us a long time historically. Palms are another plant that give you drama, that give you excitement in the garden. The tree ferns I just spoke about, they're good for shadier areas. But if you want something with huge leaves that can cope with sun, cope with drought, and particularly cope with cold, this is a Trachycarpus palm. They can go down to -20 degrees centigrade. So you can grow them pretty much anywhere in the world, practically. But what they will do is they develop as they grow. They'll form a trunk, and then the leaves just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're rigid, they're wind tolerant, they're good coastal plants. They're not going to dry out. They sound wonderful as well when you touch the foliage. But look at the leaves on these and the leaves on this. I think they are just getting bigger and bigger year on year. They make me smile, they give me joy, and they just give the garden so much incredible structure. This is a variety of Indian bean tree, or Bignonioides, Catalpa bignonioides. Now, at the moment, the leaves aren't particularly huge on this, but what I do with this plant, I cut it down late winter, early spring every year. It shoots back like this, and that way you get the biggest leaves. At the moment, in late June, they're already quite big, but by the end of July, they'll be this size, they'll be dramatic, they look incredible. This plant is bone hardy, it'll get through any winter, it can grow into a small tree if you want to, or even quite a largish tree with beautiful horse chestnut-like flowers that are flowering about this time of year, slightly earlier than normal because we've had a very mild, warm spring, but you can cut it back, as I say, late winter and keep it smaller. You'll get the bigger leaves, but you won't get flowers. But either way, you let it grow or cut it back, you'll get drama. But for me, the drama is not the flowers, it's the huge, great, big, beautiful yellow leaves that develop on this Indian bean tree that, by the way, is not from India, it's from North America. This is Fatsia Japonica spider's web. It's another one with a big, big leaf. This is quite a young plant, this one, but the leaves are already bigger than hand size, double hand size, but they'll get probably 2 or 3 times bigger than that. This can grow into a tree 3 or 4 meters tall, loves shade, does well on clay soils. But again, you can cut that down probably mid-spring to late spring. It'll reshoot and you'll get a shorter plant, but much bushier. But it's up to you. You can leave it to get big or you can keep it smaller. But I just adore it for the fabulous leaves. I love the variegation on this variety as well. And in late summer, it even flowers and it's great for the late pollinating insects. So if you want drama from an evergreen plant that's good for shade and will even tolerate clay soils, Fatsia japonica spider's web is definitely one to choose. Don't just think about ornamental shrubs or plants for foliage or foliage size as well. In my greenhouse, I'm growing these cucumbers, a variety called Socrates. And this has got great big leaves and they're really furry, almost prickly underneath. But for me, obviously I'm growing them for the cucumbers, for my salads and so on, but I still enjoy these marvellous, huge, great big leaves because they give these plants interest, even though I'm only really growing them for the actual production of the fruit or vegetables. This is Strelitzia, or bird of paradise. Great big paddle-shaped leaves, really rigid leaves this. In the UK, they're houseplants, but you can keep it outside during the summer like I am with this one. They flower as well with these incredible, beautiful blooms. And the leaves on these aren't that big on this particular plant, but they can get a lot bigger. So if you want a plant that's going to give you drama from leaves and these most bizarre bird of paradise flowers, then Strelitzia may be something you want to grow in your garden in the summer, of course, or as a house plant. So be bold, be brave, go for those plants with those big, big leaves, those big dramatic leaves. Flowers, they're a dramatic thing, aren't they? They have the colour, they have the fragrance, but you know, sometimes foliage can do it in a bigger, bolder kind of way. And you can grow plants like this in shade, you can grow different big leaves plants in sun. You can even have tree ferns with huge, great big leaves up in the air. But grow big leaved plants, have fun, have drama, and enjoy your garden.